In this presentation we are going to prepare Joe Black's wages on a week 1 basis for weeks 1 to 4 of the tax year. We are given his earnings for week 1 to 4. We commence week 1. We notice from the tax deduction card that he's got a weekly tax credit of €70.38 and a weekly standard rate cut-off point of €700. Please note how the standard rate cut-off point nor his tax credit are accumulating, hence the week 1 basis. In week 1, we process his pay for €500. We then look at the standard rate cut-off point, which is €700, and that indicates to us that there is no portion of his pay to be taxable at 41%. We multiply the €500 by 20%, which gives us tax of €100. Total tax €100. We then take away his tax credit, and the tax for this period is €29.62. Please note that we will not be accumulating the tax or using this column as we are operating on a week 1 basis. We now process Joe's pay for week 2. In week 2, Joe earns €750. Because his gross pay exceeds his standard rate cut-off point, we know that a portion of his pay, €50, will be taxed at 41%. We multiply the €700 by 20% to give us €140, and we multiply his €50 by 41% to give us €20.50. When we add these two amounts of tax together, his total tax, or gross tax, comes to €160.50. We then take away his tax credit of €70.38 to give him tax this week of €90.12. We now process week 3 for Joe. In week 3 he earns €670. As this is less than his cut-off point, no portion of his tax will be taxed at 41%. So we have €670 at 20%, which gives €134, and the total tax €134. We then take away his tax credit of €70.38, so the tax in this week is €63.62. We then process week 4. In week 4, Joe earns €595. Once again, it is less than the standard rate cut-off point of 700, so no portion of his pay will be taxed at 41% in week 4. We multiply €500 by 20% to give us €119 tax at the standard rate. The total tax is €119. We then take away his tax credit of €70.38, so his tax for week 4 is €48.62. Just to recap on the differences between the cumulative basis and the week 1 basis. In week 1, like we've just seen in this example, each week is dealt with in isolation. We are not using the cumulative pay or taxing the pay based on the cumulative figures. We are taxing each week in isolation, and we are not taking into account what has gone on previously. Please note also that the standard rate cut-off points and the tax credits are not accumulating, nor are we operating this column here where we're calculating his cumulative tax.